Hello, everyone. My name is Nadia Henriksen, and in this short recording, I will tell you a bit about my experience as an editor assistant at BJS and BJS Open. So just a little bit about me. I work at Herlev Hospital in Copenhagen, Denmark. I'm a surgeon with a special interest in abdominal wall reconstruction and hernia repairs. And I am also very active in the Danish hernia database, and I have been very active in producing guidelines with the European Hernia Society. I have also been quite active on social media on promoting science and with a special interest again in hernias. In 2020, where I did my first application to become an editor assistant, I had around 37 peer-reviewed papers published. So it all started in 2020, where my very good friend and mentor, Dr. Agneta Montgomery from Sweden, who is also in the BJS Council, asked me to apply for the editor assistant bursary. So I spent quite some time on doing a nice application, and I thought that I would be quite qualified at that time point because I was in my last year of surgical training and I was doing a lot of scientific work as well. But sadly, I didn't get the editor assistant bursary at that time point. So in 2022, one late evening, I went on Twitter just browsing through the regular posts, and there was a post from BJS saying that it was the deadline next morning for application for the editor assistant bursary. So I sat there and I thought, well, should I try again? I actually expected that I might be too qualified in some way because I was already at that time a specialized surgeon and I had just become associate professor at Copenhagen University. But anyways, I took the old application, updated it slightly and sent it again. So I was very happy to receive an email from Alison Cherry in June 2022, letting me know that I got the BJS editor assistant bursary. After that, I learned that there are actually quite a lot of applicants each year for this position, around 70 to 80 applicants for 3 positions, so it is quite hard to get through. So when you start as an editor assistant, you do a rotation. So you spend 8 months at BJS and 4 months at BJS Open. And these 2 journals are actually quite different, even though it's in the same society. So BJS Open is a new journal which is completely open access and which requires an APC to get your paper published. And of course, they struggle with some other problems that than BJS does. BJS is well-known, high-ranked surgical journal. So being at these editorial meetings at the 2 different journals were a quite different experience because what they were discussing, the editors there, were different matters. And it was quite interesting to be a part of both editorial boards at that time point to see which differences there were. And I learned a lot of just listening to the discussions there. So there are around 10 meetings during the year, and they may be either Zoom meetings or virtual meetings or in-person meetings. And my first meeting was a Zoom meeting, and I was quite anxious when logging in to the Zoom meeting because I didn't quite know what to expect. And when I logged in, it was quite difficult for me to participate because it's quite hard to meet someone the first time virtually. So I was just sitting there listening to the discussions, and I didn't say a lot that day, I think. But the next meeting was an in-person meeting where I met all the editors of BJS, and it was very nice to meet them in person because every one of them were very welcoming and open-minded, and that meeting was like a brainstorming meeting on how to move further on, and new ideas and new projects, and what should we continue on doing and what should we stop doing. And I actually got the feeling that they were quite interested in hearing my opinion and hearing the other editorial assistants' opinions on these matters. And it was very inspiring to be a part of that meeting. And I was impressed that these highly qualified scientific surgeons from different subspecialties wanted to listen to us new editorial assistants. So that was very interesting and inspiring to be a part of that meeting and the upcoming meetings. So twice a year, there's also a council meeting where we meet all the people behind the journals, so to speak. At the council meetings, the publishers participate, and the people behind the BJS Academy and the entire BJS Council and editorial boards. So here, these meetings are quite formal, and a lot of practical stuff needs to get settled, but still it has been very interesting to be a part of those meetings as well, because you learn a lot about what is happening behind the journals, and what a tremendous work a lot of people are doing to get the journals going. So those meetings were also very great to be a part of. So apart from participating in meetings, you also participate in editing and handling papers that are submitted to the journals. And then as an editor assistant, you work closely with another editor, and this was also very new to me, because as I have been reviewing many papers beforehand, but being an editor is quite different. Now you have to choose whether you should accept or reject the paper, and if you accept it, you have to be satisfied with the final part of the paper, and that was quite difficult for me also to decide: am I satisfied now, or should I edit more, or should I change the wording of some parts of the paper? And I thought that was difficult and quite a delicate matter to change the wording of other authors' papers. So this was also an experiencing process for me. Furthermore, the editor assistants get some specific projects that they have to do during the year as editor assistant. And these projects aren't decided on beforehand. They arise at the meetings. So, for instance, we were discussing what is happening to the papers that are rejected from the BJS. Where do they get published? And that could be a project for an editor assistant, or it could also be how do we find out which RCTs are ongoing out there, and which one of them do we think will be of high quality, and which one of them would be great to get in the BJS. And that could be another issue or another project for an editor assistant. So apart from participating in meetings and editing papers and being active on social media as well, there's also the specific project that you are assigned to do. So the year as an editor assistant was a very busy year, but it was also a year with lots of fun, with meeting of inspiring people, and a year where I learned a lot. So I would recommend anyone with a special interest in publishing and editing to apply for the editor assistant bursary in 2024, because it will be a year you will never forget. So thank you everyone for listening, and bye-bye.